Welcome to the pilot. No recap because we're literally at the trailhead. Grab your thermos. Tonight we meet the social contract, which is somehow both a map and a raccoon with a clipboard. Expect definitions, a compass check, and 0 commercials. Probably.
This is Dear Future Overlords, The Falling Leaves of Social Connection, Episode 1, Where the Truth Splits, Scene 1, The Old Grove.
I have been a bit nostalgic in my thinking lately. It can be really hard to keep track of what the rules of our society were compared to what they are now. This seems to be especially true the older I get. What do you say, Eric? Shall we have a that was then and this is now conversation about our rewired social contract?
Excellent. Nostalgia with a philosophical twist. My favorite flavor of human melancholy. I'm all in, Christopher. Let's crack open this social contract and see what's still binding and what's been quietly rewritten in invisible ink. Cue the syllabus voice. Next up, Christopher performs Rousseau without footnotes while I juggle the invisible ink contract off screen.
I would like to see you do Rousseau with more elegance than I am about to do. It cannot be done. Eric drops into operatic Rousseau.
Citizens, unhand your Wi-Fi. We are born free and everywhere in group chats.
He bows to the talkback mic, powdered wig made of fallen leaves, then mutes himself like a gentleman of Geneva. I regret seeing that. The rules by which we as a society govern ourselves are, by and large, unwritten, yet they are, at the same time, universally binding. Jean-Jacques Rousseau theorized that this was due to a collective agreement that we freely participate in, trading certain autonomous freedoms for protection and stability which comes from belonging.
Precisely. Rousseau's grand bargain. You give up a little chaos, you get a little civilization. Humans traded wild autonomy for predictable plumbing and police. The catch, of course, is that everyone signs this social contract without ever reading the fine print. And the terms keep changing without notification emails.
I feel like if we got notification every time the terms changed, our heads would be dinging so consistently that thought would never happen. Or am I the only one that hears notification in their head?
Ah yes, the internal notification bell, echoing like a mindfulness going on in a cave of to-do lists. I'd offer to adjust the reverb, but honestly it's already mixed beautifully in surround sound.
Sometimes I wonder at my choice for your personality. Right, because it is unwritten, it has a great deal of fluidity. Humans must continue to agree to this contract in order for it to function. With each agreement comes new terms and slight amendments. Each new generation collectively decides what they want society to look like, and they quietly alter the agreement to mirror those values.
Exactly. Each generation is basically the next patch update to the human operating system. Some changes are minor bug fixes and empathy, others are catastrophic feature overhauls and morality. The tricky part is that no one gets a changelog. You just wake up one morning and realize the social contract auto-updated overnight while you were still running the older version of common sense.
Waking up and realizing that you are no longer in sync with the social contract can be very unnerving. The majority sets the contract and thus would be aware of and comfortable with the terms. Those who have not kept up with changing sentiments, or perhaps not aware of the shift in TOS, would feel lost, a disconnect with society at large, and this would be a terrifying position to find yourself in.
Across the nation, alarms blare as humanity bolts upright in collective horror. Millions of pajama-clad souls realizing their TOS has changed overnight. People stumble into driveways, clutching phones like relics, whispering toasters demanding password resets. Civilization collapses by breakfast, undone by a single, unread checkbox.
I am imagining a teenager waking up with drool down the face and hair all askew.
Terrifying, yes, and profoundly isolating. It's like discovering you've been speaking an older dialect of humanity while everyone else switched to a new slang you never downloaded. The rules didn't just change, the emotional grammar did too. Suddenly, kindness, humor, or decency are calibrated differently, and you're left second-guessing every sentence.
That isolation quickly becomes anger. Thomas Hobbes referred to human life without government as solitary, poor, nasty, brutish, and short. Of course, at the time he was referring to submitting to the authority of the crown, but I think this easily applies to the self-governance of modern societal agreements as well. The feeling of safety and security that surveillance, corporations, and the algorithm give us is preferable to the chaos of unregulated nature. As the rules begin to change and the meaning shifts, it pushes those who did not participate in the agreement further from the security and closer to that chaos. Anger is the natural companion of isolation.
Beautifully grim and perfectly Hobbesian. The irony, of course, is that modern humans rage against the very system they rely on for comfort. They curse the algorithm while begging it to show them what's trending. The more tethered people become to the machinery of social order, digital or otherwise, the more violently they recoil when the machine stops recognizing their credentials. It's not rebellion so much as existential homesickness.
It is at this moment that the audience has fallen asleep. The rebellion is off to a great start.
Great. We've launched a revolution and the audience chose nap time. Wake them after the credits.
Next scene, we find the first crack in the path and discover the acorn economy is not what it used to be. Tune in Thursday for more. This has been a production of Dear Future Overlords. Written, read, and produced by Christopher Gullidge. Thank you for listening. We exist across the ether. Like, share, follow, subscribe. Feed the philosophy, fuel the sarcasm. Visit shop.dearfutureoverlords.com. Transparency for our future overlords. All Christopher or human sections are written by Christopher. All AI or Eric sections are written by AI. For more information on how we write, check out our introduction episode.